By joining the Indiana Fever, Satou Sabally just made the best career decision of her life. You may be wondering why he left the Dallas Wings after 5 seasons. Dallas was reliable, so let me explain the situation for you. The WNBA's history books are being rewritten by superstar Caitlin Clark. Who wouldn't want to play for Caitlin Clark and Indiana F. Sabally? We already know that Clark has the power to change a franchise's course, and Indiana is growing as a result of her. It appeared as though Satou Sabally might be moving to Indiana, which has completely sealed the deal. Satou Sabally decided to team up with Clark because, after all, who wouldn't want to fly with someone who is destined to take the Fever to new heights? It's a bold move, and Satou Sabally knows that the only way to soar is to join forces with the game-changing player. In the year that the Dallas Wings team is up, Satou Sabally is a free agent. Many people are speculating that she might be going all the way up to Indiana. Let's get one thing straight. Sabally just turned the WNBA upside down by officially signing with the Indiana Fever. This is the kind of move that gets people talking. Sabally isn't just another player. She's one of the league's most versatile forwards, and she spent 5 solid seasons with the Dallas. Things were about putting up numbers like 15, 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 3. 6 assists per game, which is the stat line of a player you don't let walk out the door. However, here we are, and the Fever just pulled off the biggest heist of the year. Now, almost every member of the Dallas team has reacted to the fact that the Fever didn't get lucky, so let's address that. Tumbling into this with $650,000 in well-calculated cap space, Sable has been eyeing her for a while. Don't believe me? Check her out. Indiana has been out here making boss moves. They're not waiting for a miracle. They're creating one. I'm telling you guys that this was eerie, so let's pull up her social media account immediately. Dallas's #1 draft pick, Paige Beers, has been quiet online. The biggest question of the day is how she feels about the Dallas Wings having this #1 pick. She has been incredibly silent about it. So what's going on? As soon as this news broke, I was just trying to see what everyone was saying, and it seemed like she hadn't posted, tweeted, or even vaguely wished everyone the best. Really happening right now, and while Indiana is rejoicing as if they won the lottery, let's focus on Dallas. They ought to be enjoying the fact that they were able to select Paige Bender in the 2025 draft, a once-in-a-lifetime player who can score more than 20 points per game without exerting much effort, but instead of doing so, they've been left looking like the team that lost their best player at the worst possible moment, hosting the year's biggest party, only to discover midway through that your honored guest had departed without saying goodbye. Let's discuss why Sabally left. She returned from injury last year and achieved career-high 17. She scored 17.9 points per game and made 45.2% of her three-point attempts, which is not just good, but elite. Dallas, however, offered her a 1-year contract, for most valued at $195,000. For a player of Sally's caliber, that's pocket change. It's insulting, to be honest. There's no long-term security or commitment, just vibes and a check that doesn't match her worth. Let's drag Dallas a little longer because they deserve it. You land a player like Paige Beers, who could lead your team into the next 10 years, but you lose the chance to retain Sabally, which is a front office disaster. A scale that you don't often see. Sabally could have been the ideal mentor, teammate, and second star alongside Buckers, but instead Dallas seems to be frantically trying to piece together a plan that went awry. Queen, you still have your sights set on Indiana Fever, and we still want you. It's like purchasing a Ferrari and forgetting to upgrade it. While the Fever is doing everything right over in Indiana, the thirst is real, people. They already have a youthful, insatiable core. Caitlin Clark, Keely Mitchell, and Nelisa Smith are not merely athletes. They are future all-stars who are driven and know how to win. Sabally is like adding a turbo engine to a car that is already quick. GM coach Stephanie White and Amber Cox are not merely managing a squad, they are creating something that has the potential to rule the league for many years. If you're a smart basketball player and you watch, I'd assume If you would like to play with her the way she plays, so obtain this inside information immediately. Simply leak and don't forget about the defense check that Sabally offers at the table. Check for clutch shooting, illustrating birds as if they were works of art. Verify again, Fever fans are aware that she is the type of player who can alter the game's tempo simply by appearing on the floor. They have been exploding social media with posts like, "This is our year." And Indiana Fever Dynasty packing the hype isn't only, when it comes to her talent, it's about the hope she embodies, the belief that Indiana can regain the championship-winning form they haven't had since 2012. To be clear, if you needed evidence, Satou Sabally provided it to you. Caitlin Clark is the force that draws talent to the Indiana Fever. Fans have called Clark the GOAT, a one-woman show that is redefining what it means to be a WNBA superstar. Clark's ascent as a generational talent has turned. In 2024 alone, the Indiana Fever sold out more than 10 home games, which is a near miracle in the WNBA. It's all because of Clark's ability to pack arenas and overwhelm defenses. In my opinion, Clark is the player who gives the Indiana Fever the best chance for success because at the age of 20, 24, and 26, she is entering her prime and is a free agent. Sable's lethal 40, what a 6% shooting from. When combined with Clark's deft playmaking, beyond the arc is a recipe for disaster. Every other team in the league will be left frantically attempting to determine which ticking time bomb to employ to defuse double team. It's target practice, so concentrate on Sally, and Clark is cool Sally out there draining threes. Clark's ability to cut through defenses and make them look foolish is so great that one analyst even referred to her as her own economy. As of right now, we don't know, but I can tell you that it doesn't look good for Dallas because she's very quiet. I think she's been in Dallas for a minute, and she looks like she probably wants to go to new things. Who wouldn't want to come play for Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever? That's the most accurate description of her influence. And this isn't hype, this is reality. More than just a basketball star, Caitlin Clark is a movement whose presence has fundamentally changed what it means to play for the Fever. She is selling more than just tickets. She is selling hope, ambition, and a vision of greatness. And Sabally saw the writing on the wall. For her, this was about joining a force that is revolutionizing the WNBA, not just about basketball. Playing with Clark is a career-defining experience, not just a bonus. Opportunity about Dallas? And she responds, Satou, please stay in Dallas. In any case, I'll always support Dallas. Dallas will always be my first real American hometown. Not Dallas is my home. My home is my American home. Dallas will always be my first. That doesn't sound good, and she only likes 8 comments out of hundreds, 2 of which were, Fever will welcome you. It's intriguing to watch you with the Fever, and it's quite intriguing. So I believe Satou wants to leave Dallas. Although Sabally's path to this point has been nothing short of extraordinary, abroad, I believe that one of the reasons she wants to go is that Dallas is kind of going nowhere. She has been killing it with her Turkish squad, putting up figures that scream superstar. She's not only competing on a global scale, but she's leading, controlling, and demonstrating why she's one of the most sought after following the league's free agents. Her success abroad not only creates buzz, but also boosts her stock in the WNBA, which teams know they're getting more than just a good player. They're getting someone at the top of their game who can make an impact on both ends of the court, but let's not act. There have been allegations that Sabally is reluctant to share the limelight with rookie phenom Paige Bueckers, as if this wasn't a consideration. Although Bueckers is anticipated to be a generational talent, why should Sabally, who has already demonstrated her value, take a back seat when she may be the focal point of something exceptional? That's where the Indiana Fever come in. They don't just recognize her value, they cherish it. Rumors circulating that, in contrast to the New York Liberty, who were struggling with salary cap issues due to their roster of max players, Sabally had been in discussions with Fever management long before this became public. These discussions were not just about money, they were about the team's vision to build a championship contender and give Sabally a key role in that mission. The Fever had the resources and the foresight to lock Sabally in, and let's take a moment to applaud the Fevers. So they didn't just throw money at Sabally. Instead, they carefully assembled a team around her with Caitlin Clark, since they're playing chess while other teams are barely learning checkers. Smith, Nalissa currently, Satou Sabally, and Kelsey Mitchell. Almost overnight, Indiana has transformed from an underdog to a real contender for the championship. This isn't just team building, it's empire building. Meanwhile, Dallas is left holding the bag, finishing first. Their chance to shine should have come with a draft choice. When Dallas fumbled the bag in spectacular fashion, allowing Sabally to walk isn't just a loss, it's a franchise-altering error. It's like winning the lottery and then forgetting to cash the check. Paige Burrs is the kind of player that franchises dream of, and she could have been the ideal complement to Sabally's dominance ticket.